They say I'm crazy, but I have a good time. I'm just looking for clues at the scene of the crime. Life's been good to me so far. All right, so it was brought to my attention by some other TIs that one of my groupies made a video highlighting something that I completely missed on my original video where I was exposing perps being dispatched to my location at CVS that night. Okay. I am not going to even mention this individual's name because I'm sure a bunch of UTIs already know who he is or she is. Okay. You know the person, that tags everyone to come to his or her channel to listen to his or her verbal abuse of TIs, that person. And when I refer to this person, I'm going to refer to them as he, she, or she, he. All right. So I actually wanted to take the time to congratulate he, she, he for having a great eye for penis. Yes, one of my biggest fans and favorite groupies discovered and exposed penis on my video. Okay. Firstly, I want to be clear, very clear in saying that my content is marked not suitable for children. The security of children is extremely paramount to me, and I would never allow for any child to view content that is inappropriate. Okay? So let me start off by telling you how obsessed this guy is, or this girl is. Okay? She got an alert that I posted a video around 2:30 a.m. this morning. This she person, this he person got up out of their sleep, pushed their Asian flavored blow up doll up off of themselves at 2:30 in the morning and immediately posted a comment on my video that I had just posted. And just because it wasn't a video to acknowledge his discovery of penis on my CVS video, wow, I guess I really struck a nerve with this guy. Okay. Also, to the defense of my viewers, because this person accused my viewers of not catching it. So, to the defense of my viewers, not everyone has a laptop or a bigger screen monitor to watch videos on. So, this may have been why many did not catch the penis sighting as you did. Okay. Um, you were so excited about, basically. All right. And as for myself, there's really no excuse. I have a laptop. I should have caught it. I guess I just don't have a good eye for penis. So I will apologize for that. But as for apologizing for accusing an innocent person for stalking me, uh, I will do no such thing. Okay? How can you deem this guy that exposed himself, all right, that exposed himself in front of a pharmacy store that has people in it, one of which is a child, first and foremost, okay? So let's go ahead and point that out. So this is the video that I was recording inside the CVS. So clearly we have this child that's in the video, right? And this is what she exposed. He exposed this guy pulling out his privates right about over here. As a matter of fact, let me pull up the video. Which one will we say? It's this one here. Okay, so let's see if I can go back a little bit. I'll play it right there. Let me mute this. We don't need to hear this all over again. And of course, the internet wants to lag. All right, I'm just trying to get right to the spot. Yeah, for this, sure. Okay. So this is where this person, this she got so excited because this individual actually pulled out, his privates in front of the CVS store. So he claimed he tagged a couple of TIs, I think Luann and uh, this other TI as well, asking for them to have me apologize for accusing this piece of shit for being an innocent person. Okay, I will do no such thing. Again, he pulled his penis out, which you had an eye for, which you discovered in front of this store that at the time had occupants in it. Okay, one of which was a child. All right. So I'm definitely not going to apologize for that. I also want to make it very clear that I stand firm on the statement that I made about this dude being a perp and a gang stalker. Okay. Him and the witch that he came to the store with. All right. So let's be clear about that. Now, the fact that you would even make a statement like that is very suspicious. Okay. And I hope that you're not a supporter of NAMBLA. Okay. I also find it extremely odd that you only highlighted one portion of the video, putting emphasis on the perp's penis, but you refuse to acknowledge all the other host of oddities that occurred inside as well as outside the store. Okay? One thing that you have to understand is that with this program, they also use people that are going through the court system, some of which are pedophiles. You have some of them that have charges that are things such as indecency with a child. Some of them have child pornography charges, okay? And others just have flat out child molestation charges, okay? It has been said by some of my other viewers that this individual, and I'm in agreement with this, that this individual looks like he just got out of prison or has spent time in prison. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain, if we were to find out what this person's name is and we were to run a background check on this individual, we would come to find out that this person has a lengthy criminal record, some of which includes something having to do with indecency with a child or something to that effect. I am almost certain of it. I have been through the court systems, as I said in previous videos, where I have witnessed prosecutors and district attorneys making deals with these people to go out and stalk innocent citizens, okay? So it really is happening, and they really do have these programs out there. In the state of Florida, I believe they call it diversion programs, okay? They use pedophiles to stalk and harass innocent citizens, okay? Not just pedophiles, you have other crimes that they've committed as well. Many of these perps have criminal records, first and foremost. So you talked about how, oh, this guy was just innocently taking a piss in front of the store. Now, mind you, this guy did not show up with this vehicle that has already been established in my first video. Okay? So he walks onto the property, right? You don't think it's a bit odd that he would walk onto the property only to just want to take a piss in front of the CVS, a piss that he never actually took? So let's play this a little bit. Okay? He has his penis out that you were excited about. Then he rushes over to where I'm walking out to square up with me. Okay? His agenda is fulfilled. Okay? At this point. Now, what he did back here, okay, let me go back a little bit, just one second. Okay, Mr. He, she, he. What he was doing here is what's called a shenanigan, okay? In the target community, these stalkers commit things called shenanigans, psychological operations, okay? So that's exactly what this shit is. Now, again, we clearly see that he is not actually taking a piss, all right? So he pauses his piss, the alleged piss that he's supposed to be taking or trying to take. He puts his junk back in, he puts his penis back in, and then he walks over to where I'm at and posts up and squares up on me. Okay? If this guy really had to take a piss, why wouldn't he walk across the street into some bushes? As a matter of fact, let's get a bigger picture here of the schematics of this area. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look. This is Google Maps. I pulled up the exact location of that night. Okay, this individual walked from this way, where this white SUV is parked, okay? This is the area that he walked from, somewhere from over here, this area. If we do a 360 and look behind my vehicle and across the way from the store, what do we have? We have forestry. We have grass, we have bushes, we have trees. This individual had ample opportunity to find a private place to go take a piss other than standing in front of a CVS pharmacy to take a piss. A piss that he never took, mind you. Okay? Look at the forestry. Look at the opportunity here. Okay? Of course, I'm a guy. If I was in a situation like that, there was no restroom around, common sense would say, okay, let me go across the street into the bushes out of sight. Now, granted, it was a little bit after 3 a.m. in the morning, but nevertheless, there were vehicles in this CVS parking lot that night. So common sense would tell me that the probability of there being individuals in the store is very possible, is very likely. So if I had to urinate and there weren't any restrooms available, common sense would tell me I can easily go across the street. It's nighttime. I can simply walk a foot into the bushes and relieve myself without running the risk of anyone seeing me taking a piss. Okay? So I just wanted to point that out. As we can see here, furthermore, he's still not, even after I told him basically what I said, you guys know what I told him, he still stands there. So if he's having to take a piss, why is he still posted up in front of the store? Okay? These are questions that must be asked, especially if there's a criminal case that's to come of this. These are the types of questions that would need to be asked in the court of law. If he had to use the restroom so bad. Oh, and another thing that I know for fact, because I used to live out my vehicle, and I would oftentimes go into certain facilities to use the restroom myself. I know for a fact that CVS has public restrooms. Why doesn't this individual go into the CVS to use or to take this alleged piss that he had to take? The piss that he never took on the sidewalk or started to take, if he really had to take a piss, right? Could it be his handlers was instructing him as to what to do in this situation? Okay? So that's an oddity that you failed to disclose. The only thing that you were focused on and that you got excited about was the fact that you saw an individual standing in front of the store and he exposed his weenie. That was the highlight of the video for you. Okay? And again, I apologize. I don't have a good eye for penis. I'm sorry about that. But kudos to you for being able to catch on to that, okay? All right. So we've cleared that up. Now on to the next issue. Again, you passed up all these other oddities. Let me go back on this. All right. Let me play this a little bit more. All right. You passed up on the fact that this black guy, he walked out the store, right? Let's keep watching. He does this random, make no sense foot movement across the pavement, right? Furthermore, if you go further into the video, pay attention to this chick. She does some similar movement with her foot as well. So you never pointed that out, okay? You also never pointed out the oddities that occurred within the CVS. And again, the highlight for you in the incitement was him pulling his penis out in front of the store, okay? And taking an imaginary piss that he never had to take a piss. I'll just put it at that. Another thing that is very strange to me that you didn't point out is the fact that this individual did not show up with the lady that was driving this SUV. Okay? When this SUV first pulls up, once again, let me go back further. Go back a little bit more. All right, just a little bit more. There we go. I'll push play. The only highlight of the video for you was the fact that the guy pulled out his penis. That's very suspicious. Ma'am, sir, we know who you are. All right, we're just waiting for the vehicle to pull up. And if you guys need to rewatch the video, for anybody else that's skeptical, I have it posted on my YouTube channel, obviously. I wonder why does this door randomly open? That's another strange thing. There's nobody walking in or out, but it just opened by itself and shut. All right, so we have the lady that pulls up in the SUV. I also want you to pay attention. I also didn't point this out in the initial video, but if you look at the bottom of the SUV, you can see the lady's footing closer to the front of the driver's side door. You can actually see when the moment this lady gets out the vehicle. Pay close attention to where my cursor is. You can see, or you will see rather, the white of her shoe. You can also see movement within the SUV in the front driver's seat as well. Okay? You see a shadow right there. You see the white. Let me go back a little bit. Matter of fact, let's see. 1 second. Okay? You see the white of her shoe right there? Now, if you watch furthermore after that, you don't see any other shoes or even another shadow exiting the vehicle. Okay? Now, let me play this some more so we can identify and know that this is the same person that I'm talking about that exited the driver's side of the vehicle. Let's continue watching. She's going to be walking around front of the SUV. Okay. What color are her shoes? White. She was the only person that exited from this vehicle. Now, if this guy was in this vehicle based off of his weight, okay, and he exited this vehicle, surely you would see some sort of movement with this vehicle. The shocks would have some sort of movement, like a bouncy movement of sorts, right? I mean, he's a heavier set guy. Surely that would be the case. We don't see that at all. Now, granted, the other side of this SUV, the view of the other side is obscured because because of the way my camera is placed. Okay, so let's go back to the body cam. All right, the whole point I'm trying to make is this guy, when this lady pulled up in this SUV, this guy was never in that vehicle initially. Okay, so let me go ahead and go back to the other video to where I had the body cam on. Okay. All right. This is when I got back into my car. 1 second. Okay. This is the part I'm trying to get to right here. All right. SUV, or he made a. We clearly see on the other side of this vehicle there is no other vehicles. Okay. It's just him and this vehicle here. All right. We clearly see that he did not get out this vehicle. If you go back to the first footage here, I can show you where he first appears on the scene. Okay. I can show you right about here. All right. 1 second. Let's go back. I'll go back a little bit further. If he got out of that vehicle, okay, we don't see this vehicle move up and down to indicate he got out the vehicle. Okay. Go back over here. This is what it looks like on that side. Okay. Let me go ahead and continue playing this. This is when he first appears on the scene. Okay. And a question I have for you skeptics that say, oh, this guy was in the vehicle, make it make sense to me as to why he would be sitting in the back seat behind the driver's seat. Why would he be doing that? If there's no one else in the vehicle, why isn't he sitting in the front seat? Okay, that's another question that needs to be asked. Now, the connection is made towards the end of this video when it is then finally revealed. 1 second. One second. Wait for it. Wait for it. He's totally busted. He's waiting for instructions. Almost looked as if he waved over at the people over in the corner conjugating in front of the SUV that came out the store. Wait for it. Oh, what is he doing? What is he doing? Oh, he opens the door to the SUV on the driver's side. So again, if this guy was in the vehicle in the first place, why wasn't he sitting in the front seat? For those that are skeptical of the fact that he may have been in the vehicle, right? We know that he's familiar with this vehicle. How do we know that he's familiar with the vehicle? Let me run it back a little bit more. Because in one smooth motion, he opens up the driver's side of the door. He reaches in with his hand. He knows exactly where the object is that he's wanting to get. He gets it, which appears to be, I don't have to magnify this, just based off of, common sense. I mean, he's smoking a cigarette, right? He has the scent of smoke on him. He reaches in and grabs a bottle that appears to be cologne. He grabs the cologne and he's spraying himself with it. Now, why would he be doing that? Could it be that the lady doesn't smoke and she doesn't want that smell in the car? Or could it be a situation where they don't even own this vehicle? Could this have been a lease from the car dealerships? With the FISA 702 program and the Patriot Act and the funding they get for all this surveillance bullshit, do you know that they give these people vehicles? How many times have there been stories of targeted individuals that have had some neighbors who were involved in psychological operations against them, and all of a sudden they're getting a new vehicle? Okay, so could that have possibly been the case here? Could this have been a vehicle that is not even their vehicle? So that's why he's having to spray himself to drown the scent of cigarette smell off of him? That's just a theory. It could have easily been that the lady doesn't smoke, and he wanted to get that smell off of him, right? So we know that he's familiar with this vehicle based off of his action. I'll go back and play it a little bit more. All right. One smooth motion. He walks over to the vehicle. He opens up the passenger door. He reaches right in for the object that he's wanting, and he knows exactly where it's at because he reaches straight for it. Okay? That's all she wrote. That's all we need to see there. So, again, your focus was this individual standing outside of the store, exposing his penis, but yet you fail to acknowledge the other oddities that occurred in this vehicle, in this video. Okay? I find that very suspicious, extremely suspicious. Okay? So I just wanted to point that out. This dude prides himself on insulting targeted individuals and trying to make us look stupid and crazy and all these things. He's, calling us dumb and just saying all these derogatory things about us that it's just it's insane. And 1 second here. Yeah, just insulting us, calling us dumbasses, and even making vague threats, mentioning what kind of guns he has and the bullets he uses. Sir, ma'am, how would you feel if someone called you into the Fusion Center for free speech? How would you feel about that? Because that's exactly what has happened to some of us that are being targeted by this program. We got placed on this program for speaking out, for exercising our First Amendment rights. So how would you feel if someone reported you and said you were making threats and you're calling people bad names and all this kind of stuff and you get gang stalked? How would you like that? Okay? And another thing that I want to mention, I don't care to do an interview with you. Okay? The only way that I would consider doing an interview with you or a talk or a chat is not through voice only. I would do an interview with you if you're willing to show your face. I will do a video interview with you if you are willing to show your face. I will consider doing that. And I have mentioned this previously when you were bugging me about doing an interview with you. I told you. So there's no running. Ochu's not running from anything or anyone. I already answered your question or your request. I responded to it, but I've yet to hear anything. Okay? If you want to sit up there and talk shit and say all this stuff about targeted individuals, why not show your face? I mean, you've even mentioned that you could help some of us. So if you're sincere in wanting to help us, ma'am, sir, ma'am, you know who you are, then why not show your face? All right? So there you have it. Again, all these other oddities that occurred in this video, and the only thing he points out is this dude standing in front of this CVS, exposing himself, right? And on top of that, this individual is wanting me to apologize for accusing an innocent person of being a stalker when clearly this dude is a stalker. Again, what you called what he pulled off is a shenanigan. Look it up. That's what these stalkers do. They pull off shenanigans, they get instructions on what to do, and that's what they do. As well. All right. Let me go back and play it again because I know this is your favorite part of the video. Ma'am, sir, ma'am, he, she, he. 1 second. Let's go back and show that little part that you like. Hey, I'm so sorry. I don't have an eye for penis. I really am. Let's see. Let's go back on this one. Here we go. There it is. I really don't care to use the magnifying glass on this. I mean, you clearly have done that on your video of pointing out a small portion of something that is a bigger picture. Okay? That's what you call a shenanigan, sir. All right? This dude had ample opportunity to go use the restroom or to go ease himself rather. Over here, just right across the way. Not even maybe 100 feet, maybe a little bit less, a little bit more than 100 feet across the way at night. There's no traffic in this section. At least when you look at my video, you didn't see no vehicles running through here. When I was walking out with my body cam and it was facing this direction, it was all dark. Let's go back here. Look, it's all dark back there. He had plenty of opportunity to go back there and ease himself out of sight. So don't you find it odd that he chose to do it at that moment? And then he didn't even take a piss, but then he squares up on me and waits for me to walk out the store only to pull off the main shenanigan of blowing smoke in my face to try to trigger me. See, that's all part of the psychological operation. They get you riled up on the inside. They have another operation ready for you on the outside, and it's all based off of your response and your reaction. Okay? So let this be a teaching point to other targeted individuals. I've said it in the previous video. Okay? Always maintain your composure and keep your cool. These people are out here always constantly trying to set you up. Be sober and vigilant, for your adversary the devil roams about like a lion, seeking whom he may devour. These people are Satanists. They work for the devil. Wittingly or unwittingly, they work for Satan. All right? So, again, if you want to do a video chat, we can do that. You must show your face, ma'am, sir, ma'am. All right? Let me see what else I got. Yeah, I really don't care to converse with people who lack understanding and empathy towards people who are suffering at the hands of a corrupt system. That's another thing. You have no empathy. You've not even tried to understand what we're going through, but you sit up there and you call us names. You're insulting. You make vague threats. You talk about your weapons. How would you like if someone called you into the fusion center and you started experiencing this? But we all know you're probably just a perp, or maybe let me say suspected perp, just based off of your actions. You've probably got approval from handlers to go ahead and do what you're doing. So you feel like you're safe. You feel like you can do whatever or say whatever. And that's fine. I'm all about the First Amendment. I truly am. I'm not going to call you into a fusion center, dude. Sir, ma'am, whoever you are. But just so you know, some of the people that engage in gang stalking have criminal records, and these are the types of people that police will use against us. So it is not far-fetched that this individual, who looks like he just got out of prison or has done time in prison, is standing in front of the store pulling off this shenanigan. Okay? It's not a surprise. So the question I pose to you is, can you give an account as to the other oddities that occurred in this video? Can you give explanation to those things? Can you give explanation as to why this individual appeared out of nowhere, not coming out this vehicle, appeared out of nowhere, only to take an imaginary piss in front of a store, and then to square up on me and fill his jaws, fill his cheeks full of cigarette smoke, ready to blow it in my face until I said something to him about it, and then he veers off to the side, and then he continues to stand there and not go off to take a piss? Can you explain the logic in that for me? All right, since I'm blind. All right, that's all I got for now. Dumb dude can't see me in the matrix. Tie your socks. I digress. Ma'am, sir. Sir, ma'am.